no doubt. But too long you have been in contact with what? Therefore, you are a stinking, revolting, disgusting, limited ego. Smelling all over. Now what am I to do? Scrub it. Soap and scrub. And this outer layer of filth has been removed. Just behind it lies the chandan, the pure sandalwood. Because of the contact or identification with the BMI, there arose the stupid stink of the ego, and this jiva again get attached to the objects, emotions and thoughts of the world outside, and the stink doubles. And together, at this moment, you are an unholy, insanitary filth bundle moving about. When you turn your attention to the higher, detach yourself from everything in the silence of the mind, turn your attention to that, and realize that I am that Brahman, assert that I am the Brahman, I am the Brahman, the existing vasanas is out. And this sangharshana, this rubbing, rubbing means, rubbing is two movements, one towards you, one away from you, isn't it? That is how you rub. One movement out, one movement towards. Similarly, in the quietude of in your meditation seat, what are you to do? I am not BMI, PFT, OAT. I am Brahman. I saw Sangharshana say, because of this rubbing, that stink about you will end, and the pure chandan smell can come back. Samsara karagraha, from the prison house of the world of plurality, if you want to go, you are being tied down there by the steel chains, 3 in number, tamas, rajas, sattva. And in case you want to break it and go, turn your attention to him. When you turn your attention to him, vasanas end. It's only vasanas that are expressing itself as trigunatmika, maya, the trigunas, the 3 gunas, the sattva, rajas, tamas. All of them are ended. Why? Without ego, which can, on what will it ride? Hai. Gunas may be there, so why do I care? Your anger or lust is not mine. You are suffering from it. Similarly, all the 3 gunas are, I am only a sakshi matra. I am not at all affected by it, and therefore, whatever you do doesn't affect me. The vice-chancellors of the universities, when the students are angry, they are protesting, and they make a what call that? Make a effigy of the vice-chancellor, and it will be kept very high, and all of them screaming their satisfaction, they set fire. And the vice-chancellor, from his bungalow, first floor, with a cup of tea in hand, through the window, watch. What of him is burnt if the effigy is burnt? They assume that the figgy is the the Vice Chancellor, and the children are very happy that I'm burning him. And the Vice Chancellor really knows that I'm not the effigy, I am something else. If supposing the Vice Chancellor is after the fifth drink, thinks that I am the effigy, he will lie down there and roll, saying that I am being burnt, I am being burnt. But it is something distinctly different. Similarly, Atman, the self, is something other than the BMI, PFT, OAT and the ego, and therefore vasanas have nothing to do with it. It is vasana beyond the vasana. Trigunatmika is Maya. Maya ko bhi, the one who is giving the enlivenment even for the Maya to function, even for the Ishvara to function, is that Brahman Tattvamasi. Continue. Andaschidanandarsa.
Antashritananta duranta vasana. Dhuli vilipta paramatma vasana. Prajnati sangharshanato vishuddha. Pratiyate chandana gandhavat sphuta.
Therefore, the enchanting fragrance of the Atman, the self, andakarana, that which is within you, anda chitananda, pure chit ananda, conscious bliss or blissful consciousness, chit ananda, duranda vasana, the fragrance, enchanting fragrance, captivating fragrance of that, dhuli vilipta, it is covered by the dust or the dirt, the filth, paramatma vasana. Because of that paramatma vasana, the vasana for turning towards the higher, is being all molested by the stink of the three vasanas, the Trigunatmika. Prajnadi sangharshanato vishuddha. When prajnadi knowledge, prakarshena knowledge, prajna, when this understanding comes more and you turn towards it and you get into more and more into that state of consciousness. Just as a dream, I'm waking, from waking to the deep sleep. It's not all of a sudden. Feel sleepy, very sleepy, then dozing, think stage by stage, until at last you sleep. In the same way as you are moving into that amphitheater of reality, prajna, you are more and more getting convinced that there is something. Till now I thought that it's all being bluff. It's all that the teacher is cheating me. No, it is true. That slowly you come to know it. Prajnadi sangharshana. Sangharshana, as I told you, rubbing. The rubbing or scraping is rejection of, neti, the rejection of our identification with the BMI and OET. And asserting Brahman Tattvamasi. Thus you assert, you advise the mind, let the mind continuously contemplate that way. Prashuddha pratiyate, it becomes self-evident, chandana gandhavat sputa, clearly, just as the sandalwood fragrance comes out when they scraped. Similarly, when once these extraneous matters have been all strayed away. The pure chandan bright smell comes out.
Anatma vasana jalaihi Tiro bhutatma vasana Nityatma nishtaya tesham Nashe bhati swayam sphuta
Self-evident. Anatma vasana jalai. Crowds of anatma vasana. Vasana desires for what? Vasana expresses as desire, agitations and action. For what? To possess the objects of the outer world and seek a pleasure or a satisfaction by the possession of them. This anatma vasana, since your entire mental and intellectual attention is continuously flowing out into the world of objects, because of your extrovertedness, tirobhuta is veiled away. What? Atma vasana. The self is not, you are not able to recognize the self because between you and the self is rising the fumes of sensuous desires to possess and enjoy and fulfill your life by sheer objects of the outer world. They are all finite, they are all ever-changing, they give you only pain, they are a flicker of joy, no doubt, but the rest is all sorrow only. But that you don't understand. So, anatma vasana jalai, his tirobhuta atma vasana. You have no inclination to realize this higher reality. Because you have been turning your entire attention outward. Nityatmanishtaya tesham. Nitya, continuous, atmanishtha. Your regular sadhana and practice. Maintaining slowly a continuous stream of thought of that Atman, the self. By that nishtha, consistent practice, tesham nashe, when that anatma vasana is all ended, because you have discovered in yourself a direct experience of a larger happiness. When I see a larger happiness, the lesser happiness I throw away. Toys are thrown away by the children when they discover a greater happiness for more freedom and more larger field of play. Similarly, when I discover more satisfaction with my present mistress, my attachment with the mother of my children, though it is 20 years old, slowly goes away. So, anatma vasana will be there, especially brahmacharis when they come here. Then anatma vasana is very powerful. Goes on. But atmanishtha is not there, that is why sadhana is not there. If perfect sadhana comes, this drops off by itself. One by one you can never throw them away. It will be very powerful because it has been there with you for millions of lives. To cater to the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin at all times. Sex, sense of possession, abhiman, vanity that I possess this much, and a mutual, competitiveness. These are all there from childhood onwards, and from birth onwards, or from the creation onwards. Plants, though they look so beautiful outside, it's only poets see the beauty, but down below in the earth, what a competition every moment. The roots, all the roots want the food. The food available is limited and everybody wants to go there and to mutually and try to. That is why I have been near or under a big tree, the small plants will not survive. They will allow the weeds, because weeds are only on the surface. That is all right. But his dining room is still down below. And where anybody goes there, choke him and destroy. There's terrible competition in the plant kingdom, animal kingdom, birds. Because of that one tiger going along rather wild now. And it has eaten so many dogs. The dogs have learned. They don't need a UNO. They have more intelligence than human beings. Now you will watch. All dogs are going 3 or 4 together. Not one by one, never. Security for each is the other 3. Yesterday 2 of them were finding, because know that it must have come here or they heard the smell. You are all free in the night to go and walk. I have no objection, because one by one it will be the trouble of the world will be ending and the tiger will be very happy. The tiger is being, government has released a tiger to eliminate the dogs. Nityatma Swayam went through that nishtha, consistent for Teshama Shevan, this extrovertedness have ended. Bhadi Swayam Sputa. You need not then create Atman. It is already there. Just as when the clouds are moved, Swayam, the sun by itself will come out. For your awareness, when the dream is ended, the waking state will come, Swayam. You need not end the dream and then pull out the waking, that no effort is necessary. End the dream, the waking state is available. End your extrovertedness, Atman, the self, is self-available.
Yatha yatha pratyagavasthitam manah. Yatha yatha pratyagavasthitam manah. Tatha tatha munchati bahya vasanaha. Tatha tatha munchati bahya vasanaha. Nishesha mokshe sati vasananam. Nishesha mokshe sati vasananam. Atmanubhuti pratibandha shunya. Atmanubhuti pratibandha shunya.
This movement from one plane of consciousness to another is never abrupt. It is not sudden. It is not like a frog suddenly jumping. If that happens to you, it is a psychological trouble with you. As you are walking, you collapse. What happened? Sleep. No. Waking up. Even after a horrible dream, when you're waking up, it can never be all of a sudden. Slowly, slowly you wake up. That is why early morning, even though you wake up in the bed, you are not able to attend the meditation class. Why? Not that you have not woken up. Swamiji, honestly, at 4:30 I wake up every day, but I don't get up. You wake up and get up is a little difference is there. Why? I'm a little slow in getting into the waking state. Unless I hear that divine sound of cup and saucer together, then I get up in no time, but till then I'm like that. It's slow. The day becoming night. It's not that one moment day, next moment, all darkness. No, very slow. Dawn. It's not all of a sudden. Even at 4:30 you open one eye and say, oh, the sun has already come. You see that slight light coming up. And then it intensifies and then becomes the day and the midday. It's not all of a sudden. In the same way, a flower opening. Very so. You can never see it. Even though you know that it is opening, you can't see it opening. It is so slow. The hour hand or the watch is moving, but you can't see the movement because you have not got the consistent attention for such a long time. Even minute hand, some people cannot see. Second hand, there are people that is the second hand moving? I can't see it, because even that 1 second he has no concentration. By the time the mind runs to something else. The flower opens up very slowly. You became of this size and shape. How many years? It's not that you are just born and started growing. And by afternoon you are 10 years old. And by evening 30 years old. How nice it would be. And by night finished. It doesn't happen. It slowly grows cell by cell. So all creative things are slow. Only destructive things are fast. Now, this movement from your present state of anatma vasana to go into that atma vasana, it is a slow waking up. It's a dawn of a new era, a new state of consciousness. And therefore, the reward that you get is not till the last day, when you explode into that higher state of consciousness. Moksha, then I experience the infinite bliss. No! Even if you have given up 10% of your extrovertedness, but 90% is there. You are extrovert, but 10% of happiness and peace have already come to you. That is the reason why after the camp, when you are going away, you are regretting that, oh, no, I had to go away. What to do? I could have remained here. One more camp. Why? In the camp, a little extrovertedness is reduced. Unavailability of things. If a good hotel is there, I could have eaten, but there is no dirty. Even then, after some time, even that dirty shops, that is sufficient. एक कप चाय पी के आएंगे हम. That dirty water. Do you know where they get the water? You mean to say that they are going down all the way and getting it from that brook? And that brook from where? 20 feet away. 17 buffaloes are lying in that water. उसको सबको नहा के वो पानी आ रहे हो, पानी bucket में, one child takes it and comes on the top, and it is that water. Extrovertedness. Why are you standing here? Raji, I see, we are free now, therefore we came out. Why should you come out when you are free? What else can I do? Why? Extrovertedness. I can't go into the room. That is introvertedness, Hi. So, even 10% unconsciously you are tied down, that there is nothing to distract you, and therefore there is a little peace and joy, you enjoy. And then when you go out, you regret, we could have had one more yajna. Swamiji, I want to come to all the yajnas. What is it? It's not their love for me. Somehow or other, at that time their mind is a little quiet. Quieter the mind, greater the bliss, happiness. Now here he says, yatha yatha pratyagavastidam manah. Wherever or whenever, however much the mind is capable of turning inward, maybe a split moment or a few seconds. Wherever it turns inside, tatha, then and then alone, munjadi bahya vasana. All your vasanas that turn, push you out, they slowly die away. That is why the bahya vasana will not allow you to sit down for meditation. Every day morning, with the best of intentions, you wake up and then say, tomorrow. Tomorrow onwards, I will meditate every day. Why? The vasana in you to turn out into the world of objects is so powerful that they know that they will be destroyed, and therefore they are fighting for self-preservation. What is their meditation? Any day you can start it. You start tomorrow, not today. Okay? Okay. You say okay because the pressure of the vasana. Let us go for a walk. Why? It's good for digestion. Extrovert. And my body will be perpetual. I will not die. I will not get sick. Oh, walk. Let us go there. Let us go here. Swami, today there is no class. Swamiji, tomorrow there is no class. Shall we? No, it's never singular. Some of us want it. Yes, what do you want? Can we go to Dharmashala? Kangada. Why? We have never seen that. We have never seen. Do you know how many places are there which you have not seen? Kangada. Yes, Kangada. Oh, yes, you go. Enjoy yourself. What happened? One wheel of the bus ran one different direction. Landslide and all that. Suffered and came back. For enjoyment I went. Then what happened? I suffered and I came back. Everyone. Why don't you sit down here and... Oh, we can, but we want it. We want it. See that this is all happening in you. It's not anything a story. So that to the extent or whenever your mind is turned inward, mountains of your past vasanas are being burnt up. To the extent the vasanas are gone, to that extent you are moving into the highest. The higher nature is Chidananda, conscious bliss, that traces of it start coming to your mind. A great joy welling up in your mind. Sometimes throughout the day it stays with you. And therefore, in order that I may not lose it, I stop my mind and never goes outward. I don't want to get involved in the world outside and disturb myself. Why? From this peaceful experience of the divine. Nishesha mokshe sadi vasananam. Nishesha moksha, total entering into that state of consciousness and get established in it. Just as total sleep. The other is only way towards sleep. That also adds your peace and your quietude. But when once you have entered the sleep and got established in it, it's nothing but peace and joy. In the same way, when you reach there, nishesha moksha, without any trace of ego, when you have completely eliminated it into the experience, divine, sadi vasananam atmanubhuti, when the vasanas are all ended, the ego is ended, therefore vasana is ended. Ego is nothing but vasana crystallized. When your attention is turned inward towards the higher, the ego is slowly dying away. Why? Vasanas are being burnt up. Until at last a time comes when the last flicker of the ego is also disappeared. If you have ever seen that in a glass, a piece of ice, in summer you demand water with ice because you want cold. And if you have watched it, you will find. And in our restaurants we can always watch, because they first give you the water because it's summer. And the ice is in it. And the food will come only after half an hour. So there is nothing else to see. So you go on looking at the glass, and the ice slowly melts, until at last there is only a film, and as you are looking at it, disappears. Not that the ice just disappeared, that is magic. It dissolves slowly. In the same way, the ego slowly ends. As the ego ends, the vasana ends. And as the ego is completely ended, vasana also is ended. So then, when at that complete, that is the time when highest realization has come. So then at that time, Atmanubhuti pradibandha shunya. There is no pradibandha, obstruction. There is nothing between you and the Atman, the self. You have become the self. When the clouds are moved, the sun is self-evident. When there is vasana obstruction, experienced by the stupid ego, has completely dissolved away in the deeper moments of meditation. Pratibandha shunyaha, with no obstacles, clearly, open sesame, you enter into the infinite state of consciousness.
Swatmanyeva sada sthitva mano nashyati yoginaha vasananam kshayaschataha swadhyasapanayam kuru.
Swatmanyeva sada sthitva. As long as possible, as much as possible, constantly try to remain in that attitude. Tattvamasi aham brahmasmi. That is my true nature. This is my sickness. Just as all patients, sick patients, always think of the healthy condition that I am going to gain, which was my true nature before. But temporarily at this moment I am sick. But their goal is to regain the health. Similarly, at all the time remembering continuously that I am the Brahman, not allowing the mind to run out into the world of objects. Even if it runs out, see in the object also nothing but the Brahman in disturbance. Thus constantly thinking of it. Swatmanyeva sada stitva mano nashyati yogina. The yogis, the meditating student who is in meditation, yogi, user to yoke, one who is striving to yoke himself with the higher state of consciousness. Contemplative students, their mano nashyati, their mind ends. Mind is a flow of thoughts. A thought cannot be without an object. Consciousness of an object is called a thought. So in contemplative mode, I eliminate all the objects. Objectless consciousness is not a thought. Wifeless man is not a husband. Sonless, childless man is not a father. Objectless mind has no thoughts. Thought flow is the mind. Therefore, mano nashyati, mind dies. Why? Because there are no objects. Just as the fish dies if there is no water, fish can exist only in water. Mind can exist only when the thoughts are there. And thoughts can be only when there are objects. When my attention is turned away from OET and BMI, there are no thoughts. Mano nashyati, the mind dies, disappears. Yoginaha. Vasananam shayascha ataha. Ataha, therefore, when mind is not there, where will the vasana exist? Vasana is an inclination, a direction in which the mind always thinks or evaluates things. Vasana also is ended. Therefore, swadhyasapalayam guru. Swa, your own, adhyas, your own identification with the BMI. And through that BMI, an ego is created. And it is this ego who is running after the world of OET in order to find some peace or satisfaction for itself. This adhyas, superimposition, the stupid idea that I am the body, mind and intellect. Apanayanam guru. Wipe it out, this misconception that I am the body, mind and intellect, and thereby creating a foolish egocentric idea. And the egocentric idea runs out into the world outside. So long as the objects are there, you have become conscious of the objects, thoughts are there. So long as thoughts are there, the mind is there. So long as the mind is there, you are there. Then what am I to do? Swadhyasa apanayam guru. Wipe out, slowly end this misconception that I am the body, mind and intellect.
Tamodvabhyam rajasatvat Sattvam shuddhena nashyati Tasmat sattvam avashtabhya Swadhyasapanayam kuru
I can't end it because of the three vasanas, the three gunas rather. Vasanas fall under these three gunas, and how am I to end them? Simple. What do you mean, simple? The tamas can be ended by whipping up rajas and sattva in you. So if there is a fellow who goes on sleeping, meditation, I am Brahman already. Tamas fellow. How are we to equip them? Majority of the people suffer in the world because of this tamas. The labor class, they will not work. If they get a chance, they will sit down for a smoke. And after the smoke, if the supervisor is not there, they will go for a cup of tea. After tea and the smoking, if he is not yet come, they will have another smoke. And if that also the foreman has not yet come, the fellow will ask others, "Oh, aate waqt bula dena." And he lies down in one corner and sleeps. He doesn't need a bed or a pillow or air condition, nothing. He lies down and sleeps. Sleep is his natural condition. See? Tamas. Like a stone you live. Not a vibrant human being, sensitive to what is all happening all around you. Sensitive of what is happening within you. Aren't you ashamed? शर्म नहीं आते हैं? क्यों? वही शर्म के क्या बात? That word itself doesn't understand. शर्म क्या? हम दक्षिण से आ रहे हैं. शर्म क्या? I'm coming from the south. I don't understand the Hindi word. शर्म क्या? कोई शर्म नहीं है. Why? I am from south. And if you start talking to him what is sharam and that you must have sharam, you explain. By the third sentence, you can hear more eloquent sound from him because he is slept. Like that, Thomas. Thomas, how will you do it? Inject into him desires. See, desire that you are rising in your bosom is not a danger or a calamity. It is an antidote. It's treatment. Desire. Once the desire is there, tell him that, dekho bhai, 3 days you work. And then 4 days of the week you can sleep off. Why? You got the money in for food, and so always get the food sufficiently in your store, and then sleep, get up, eat, sleep, get up, eat. Oh. If necessary, go to the bathroom and come back and eat. 3 days you work, 4 days you can enjoy. Huh? Yeah, we never thought of it. Okay, for that sleeping for 4 days, he is ready to work for 3 days. Dekho bhai, 1 day more if you work, you can have a beautiful bed and a pillow and sleep comfortably. Not bad. I'll go 1 day more. And that's only for 1 month. Work 4 days a week, 1 month. With that money, you can make do. So in order to get the bed, they are ready to work 1 day more. Slowly, a house of your own. This is the 3rd time that you are changing from one room to another, isn't it? You are staying in a room, it's all depending upon Triloginath. Madhwal. Oh, 61. Now you have to take everything. You see? Now the bed you take it, and you 61, and by the time you settle down there, sorry, the owner is coming. Go to 42. The other end of the ashram. What is okay? So, you are going from place to place. Why don't you have a flat? A simple flat, 1 bedroom, that's sufficient. For that, this much of money is necessary. Therefore, 5 days you work. and save, put in the bank. And when you have got about more than half the money necessary, the other half the bank will give, and then together pay. And then thereafterwards you pay the bank continuously. Any amount you pay, it's all in interest calculated. So you understand? It is at that time that you got a flat, you got a bed, you got to and I had to pay for it. It is at that time that you meet a girl. Before that, even when you met the girl, you were not recognized it is a girl. Why? You are half sleepy. Now you have woken up a little. A girl. And she is also working. So we together now we can clear the debts quicker. Started thinking, why? Tamas is gone. And calculation. One, 20. Thereafter that man, prompted by the endless desires one after another, the fellow start working 18 hours a day, 7 days of the week. It is at that time the Swami reaches. Why are you working like a mule? Endless work. Work without desire, without ego. Karma yoga. He start karma yoga. Arey Swamiji, bada maja. One day of the week, karma yoga. Go to the orphanage and serve them. Go to the hospital, serve them. Just do some work without any ego or desire. One day or the whole week for 2 hours. And he finds a joy. The 2 hours become 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. One day become all the 5 days of the week. Why? There is maja. Swamiji, it's me. What a amount of peace and joy I get out of it. You don't understand. It is I who advised him. But he will come to me and tell me in the slap on my face. You don't understand, Swamiji. Really, you also try. You see, there is a joy in it. Now, that joy is the sattva slowly coming in. Why? Rajoguna, when you are prompted by desire and you are acting on it, is working, no doubt. It is a laborer, sweating and toiling for his own happiness. When that ego and desire is reduced and still continue working, you are slowly moving into a joyous mental mood called sattva. Thus the teacher says, tamodvabhyam rajas sattva. By developing in yourself a resistant sattva, the tamas slowly dies. But still, the sattva is there. People become attached to the social work. Without that social work, I can't live. I must. Why? In that there is a joy. Meaning, you are identified with or you are attached to that sattvic mood. That's why those who are doing puja will never give up. Even their grandfather can do nothing, but he had to be brought by others, and he will sit down and do the puja. Why? In that puja there is a great joy. Sattvic mood, the mind comes. You get attached to the sattvic. Just as you are getting attached to the tamas, which you know very well. Some people, workaholic, they cannot remain a moment quietly. Work and work, scheme after scheme, plan after plan, and then you scratch your head. You become old in your beard. And still the head is young, black. It's a terrible condition. So, ideas spark out of the head, and the body cannot stand it at all. So, wheelchair, and yet, put an ikya on it. Everybody around you is tired of you. Why? There is a maja in it. What is the maja? Sattvic quality. So you get tired, attached to the sattva. Then how will the sattva end? Because Brahman is not sattva, it's again a guna. It is only a part of Maya. You are still in Maya. How to go beyond it? Sattva atita. Go beyond the sattva, beyond Maya atita, beyond Maya. How will I end the sattvic quality? That's sattvam shuddhena nashyati. Even that sattvic idea will end. When the mind and intellect has become shuddha, meaning last thought is thoughted, and the next thought is not thoughting. Then where will the sattva remain? Where will rajas and sattva? All the three gunas are gone. You are gone beyond. Shuddhena nashyati. Tasmad, therefore, sattva avashtabhya. Maintain yourself in sattva. Lift yourself from the rajas, tamas, through rajas. And from rajas, reduce your ego and egocentric desires, and slowly becomes sattvic. Sattvic, established in sattva. In sattva there is infinite bliss and joy. And that mind is no more agitated with the world of objects. And therefore turn that sattvic mind from contemplation. Because sattvic mind alone can contemplate. Whenever the mind is sattvic, you are in a beautiful contemplation. And then last 3 months I could not meditate at all. I have fallen. Where can you fall? Brahman, which is all-pervading, eternal. And Tat Tamasi, where can I fall? No, somebody terribly fallen. When the mother out of love throws the child up, the poor child thinks that I am going to fall down and cries. But when the child is thrown up, that mother, even her breast, the greatest husband were to call you honey, she will not hear. Darling. Right? Her entire attention is to protect the child whom she has thrown up. And the child comes out. And where will the child fall? On the lap of the mother. And in the lap of the mother also continues, Buddhu, why are you crying? Don't cry like your father. You are already in my lap, why are you? But you threw me. Buddhu, when I throw you, I have no other concern in the world. All my attention is on you to protect you similarly. When the Lord sees you, you say, I am fallen. There. From the shoulders of the Lord to the lap of the Lord. Because He is all-pervading. I would love to fall somewhere where there is no God. Alas, He is all-pervading, I cannot get out. Thus, in the sattvic mood ever remain. Remembering the Atman, the self, that I am that Atman, the self. Swadhyasa valayam guru. End all your adhyas, that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. And that reinforces your stupid ego. And when the ego is there, you pantingly run to hug all the objects, emotions and thoughts in the world outside, searching and seeking like a beggar for a little happiness. Swamiji, a little happiness. That is why I am drinking. So much of sorrow in my life. It's only this 1 hour in the afternoon, in the evening, that I get that drink, and then I am just peaceful. Hare Buddhu, you are infinite peace, infinite bliss. You are Chidananda. Come to experience it. You are the one who gives happiness to everybody, and you are not a beggar of the happiness. You are the source of happiness. Come to realize it. Swadhyasa Panayam Guru. End all your adhyas, all your identification with the BMI.
Prarabdham pushyati vapuhu iti nischitya nischalaha dhairyam yatnena swadhyasapanayam kuru.